So, hello everyone, and welcome to the Redstone Quarry podcast, episode 46 today. And we are joined by two others, being...
Enemy! Hey guys.
Niels. Also, hey.
And I am also known as Wout in my
Woot.
online life. Hello. So, today we are going to talk about a bunch of things, as usual, and I don't know why I felt like saying that, but I just did. One of the things including, actually we have something to say in editorial for once. It's about advertising, because apparently we just have full advertising on our channel, pre-rolls, stream ads, that kind of stuff, and also the side ads, and we basically gain nothing of it. Niels, can you say
Not
the
even
price?
one snicker.
Yes, we didn't even. I don't think we even earned a tenth of a snicker. I don't know how many snickers are.
Let me look at the price for Snickers at the supermarket.
I read
Okay.
something about 3 cents. Is that like an accurate number?
That is correct, but you are of course legally liable for saying that, because we don't know if it's allowed. We think it's allowed, but we're not entirely sure. Some people claim it's not allowed.
Well, I guess you could say if you wanted to take a guess, it could be around 3 cents, but we didn't actually earn anything, so that doesn't matter.
Yes.
Right?
Anyway, so yeah, that's the amount of stuff we may or may not have earned, which is not a lot considering the thousands of people we've raised with pre-rolls. So
I actually never saw a pre-roll myself.
I checked it yesterday during
That's
Secret
like
Podcast
this
hour.
one.
And I got a pre-roll. I think
No
first or second
pre-roll.
time.
For me now.
I use AdBlock on our own channel.
Yes. Well, you
Enemy,
can't
don't
choose the
use
channel, unfortunately,
adblocker.
but
You can use adblocker for stupid sites that have double pop-ups and then another
Yeah,
pop-up.
okay. So
and
so
then-
what's the point of the editorial part? Just to say that we don't earn anything?
editorial part, no, it's about what do you guys think about advertising on our channel? Do you mind in-stream ads? Do you mind side ads? Do you mind pre-rolls, mid-rolls, end-rolls? Some people say they don't mind end-rolls, because then they already start watching, but I personally do, so I think it's worth asking.
End rolls. What's the problem with those, Wout?
I think the
Because
end
then you have
rolls
to
are
like pause a video, or some dude starts shouting at you about cars or something.
I think it's less annoying than on school when the teacher is showing a video. It's always auto looping to the next video, auto playing to the next one.
Yeah, that's
But yeah, but you
that's
can
an
have-
automatic thing. Yeah,
you
I
can
get
turn
that.
more
off
annoying.
autoplay. It's like I
Yeah,
think
but
the
nobody does that at school.
midway through the ads are most annoying because you're listening to something and it just chops off most of the time, and then yeah, that's most annoying to me. I think the end rolls are the least annoying ads overall.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because then
But
it's
yeah,
ads when you already watched it and you don't care about it anymore.
basically those are our opinions. Maybe you can let us know your opinion, and we'll maybe or may not do something accordingly.
Probably not, but you can still try.
I think, especially for audio stuff, the begin rolls or the pre-rolls or however those things are called is the most annoying then. Because if it's about the audio, I don't mind those ads at the side. Because it's audio that you're listening to, and video is just byproduct because of YouTube wants you to have video in it whenever you upload something.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm not getting any pre-rolls right now. However, yesterday we were doing the exact same tests, and yeah,
Why
I
would
did get a
you
pre-roll after
why
like
did you
2
do those
tries or
yesterday?
something. Oh, now I
Well,
got one, and now I got one. Was my 10th attempt or something though?
good
So,
job,
yeah.
Wout.
And also, like theoretically, it should be enabled. Like you can actually check in the settings, but you just don't get them often.
Does it
Like-
not play pre-rolls when you're already starting the video halfway through? Because every video I click, it starts halfway through.
Just because you've already played it before, I guess.
Probably.
Well, yeah, I think if you open it up, like the chance is equally high. I just think it's like a 10% chance or something to get a pre-roll. I don't think it's as often as the other ones. That's probably why. But yeah, anyway.
The
That's that about-
unskippable ones without that last 30 seconds are.
Yeah, so that's about advertising. We should probably move on to the actual follow-up from the last week.
Sounds good.
Okay, so are you guys interested in reading out some of the great comments from this week?
Yes.
First comment was Roby pointing out that when he said we're gonna go super fast last time, we actually had made a longer podcast than the week before. Maybe
Yeah,
like
that was a bit stupid on our part. Also, we
Maybe-
apparently forgot Roby's totally amazing first official video, second official video, which I'm sure Enemy has watched.
yeah, I watched all 3 of his new
Oh my god, also the third
videos.
one. We're missing a hashtag here. Oh my god, get it trending, people.
And it's like weird stuff with falling sand in the snapshot from last week.
Always
where
weird
he
stuff.
where sand falls down and piston pushes from the side and gets bounced up with a slime block, and it like moves to the side and then falls down. And
Yeah, Sun
like
doesn't
when
like
when
me
it lands on
pushing
a
me there for
when
some
it
reason.
lands on a block, it's still falling. So it's kind of weird. You can check it out. We will link it and so on. And then he made another one about falling sand, and one using the TNT duplicating glitch with like flying machines to make a concept where you have one way tellable thing and you stack that to the size where you can just dig a pyramid with it. Yeah.
Okay, well, what I see is snapshots are weird.
Yay.
Yeah, snapshots.
Yeah, it would be funny if the whole TNT duplication such stays in, but I don't know.
I guess you should not complain about snapshots because we didn't have snapshots for a year.
I guess, yeah.
Okay. Yewe was wondering who uses DuckDuckGo anyways.
Niels does because GGB Grey uses it, and Niels does everything GGB Grey does and talks about everything GGB Grey talks about.
No, I
on
found
our internet.
out about it earlier somewhere. I don't know where, but it's cool.
Look, it has a duck. That makes it cool because ducks
Yes.
are live in the water, and the water is
It's-
cool.
It's a way cooler logo than the Google logo. Does it have an animal
Google's in like
mascot?
Silicon Valley. It's hot over there. You get it? It's not cool.
DuckDuckGo is somewhere there as well.
Well, I don't know. It's a duck. They
think.
live in the water. I've seen some ducks in my life. They're usually
It's
kind
a
of
tech
cool.
company. They're all there. Like the cool place.
But they're not. It's not a cool place. It's like California. Yes, you have to get your geography straight. Anyway, close enough. Let's continue. Also, Yewe made like 50 comments this week, but we can't cover them all, unfortunately. Nathan Ryan says, I'm not Dutch, but I currently live in the Netherlands, so I at least appreciate the Dutch references, which Enemy apparently finds very funny. Or maybe he was talking about Yewe, but his reaction speed was just like half a second off.
From all those comments he wrote, there's like 1 or 2 that's actually directed
And
at
we're
me.
talking about Nathan's comment. Why do you not respect Nathan? Just because he's not German?
He's
Look,
in the Netherlands.
I think that it's very
Way cooler
disrespectful, Enemy.
country.
Maybe
we
he's
talk-
German, but he's just in the Netherlands.
No. Anyway, so you can appreciate it. Well, that's nice, I guess, but they're gonna be hard to find. And yeah, DuckDuckGo or Google or Yahoo, it's all not gonna work. I know someone posted that down below. I think it was Roby as well. Yeah. Sorry,
Can
it's
I
just not
answer Yewe's comment?
Sure, I guess we covered the Dutch quotes enough.
Last week I had this little rant about how What9, the combat update, didn't like bring enough for combat, in my opinion. And Yewe is basically asking what I was hoping for and why I'm disappointed, because we got a bunch of new stuff and wings and all those things. And why I would want the dungeons to be harder, because like it's not a CTM. You don't want it to be
Enemy likes
brutal or
CTMs.
something.
He doesn't want to download them, so he just wants like have his button like,
like,
generate CTM, and then
I have like
with a
15
wall and
gigabytes of
wallets and all kind
CTMs.
of
Like
stuff.
downloading is not the problem.
Is
no,
that different versions, different copies of the same, or 15 gigabytes
yeah,
of
yeah,
different?
Exactly, Niels. I just downloaded one CTM and copied it over and over and over again, so I
Yes,
have 50
that
gigabytes.
would
So I
make
can tell
sense. You copy them 5 times and then you play one. Oh, it fails. Next one. Oh, it fails as well.
I
And
know.
then if you're speed running them.
That's not how it works. Like zip files with like the map in not my world saves, or my Minecraft .minecraft saves folder. Anyway, I think the dungeons are too easy because, like, for example, the normal spawner dungeon, you can defeat with like a torch, and like all the other dungeons are also kind of meh. Like there's no like difficulty to them. Like the only thing that's like a little bit difficult might be not really. The stronghold, because the the silverfish don't care as much about light level, and they're kind of hard to hit if you're like new to the game or something.
Wait, what? What about ocean monuments? They're way more annoying.
Oh
Just
yeah,
a couple of slime blocks.
But I
Right.
spent like days back in June last year. It was like I don't know when it was. It was a long time ago. Actually not this year. I think last year. Just like going with iron armor, like going through different sets, just trying to get like mine stuff from a ocean monument while constantly being hit by guardians and such. Really annoying. Like when you hit them, when you get too close and they swim away, and when you try to shoot them, you get hit as well, and the arrows bounce off an island, though, all that kind of stuff. It's just super annoying. Yeah, like the only way to properly loot an ocean monument, I guess, is just to drain the whole thing, but that takes a lot of time. So, yeah, that's that. Oh well, that's just my opinion, though. Maybe we should move on. What do you guys think? Niels?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you probably have a comment you want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
What about Gary's comments?
Gary's comment. His perimeter in the nether. It's basically the same kind of perimeter we did in a marathon last year, around episode 3 of the podcast. But he did it on his own, and it took a little bit longer. But yeah, on your own, it takes longer. It's beautiful. Like, what's your opinion about that?
I think it takes a lot of time. Good job. Also, that's of course on Reflex. I have to announce something here. Gary has secretly been a Reflex member all this time, but we just didn't show the nether hub we've been working on. So the nether perimeter we've been working on, because he has been working on it all alone. Now we finally have another perimeter, and we're gonna make a Wither Skelly farm, and it's going to be epic.
Whoa.
Yes.
Wait, if it's on Reflex, they have those cheat blocks, right?
We have command blocks in our world. Yes.
Yeah. You didn't cheat that thing, right?
What counts as cheating?
Cheating, that when you're using those
He-
cheating blocks.
He didn't cheat.
Yeah, but reflex perimeter.
Yes, but he didn't cheat. I used cheats, but he didn't.
Wout is cheating.
Yes, I sometimes do like game mode 1 and like TP myself 60 blocks down because I have to look at the command blocks and see if something's wrong or something.
Well, that's just cheating.
Yes, it's called messing with the command blocks.
Which is cheating.
But it's the rule of our server. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's cheating before vanilla.
Cheating is
I
fun.
don't know.
Also, I just remember that like when I read the comment, Yeva's comment about what I hoped for like last week, I was like hoping not only for like the dungeon stuff, but also for example, like in real life you have different kinds of swords, right? Like you don't only have one sword. If you make a combat update, you would assume that you maybe get a new weapon, right? So I was like hoping for
Makes
like
sense.
with a new two-hand thing, you get you have to use two hands with our bow. You have a long sword or something. We have to use two hands for it. It has more attack damage, and it's
The long sword.
and then you have
would hold
normal
it by two hands. How?
How? Like
Yeah,
with
you
the
hold
left
it
and
one
the
time.
right one?
Yeah, you hold it with your right arm, and your left arm you stick it at the place where it's sharp.
No, at the handle. It has a long handle. It's a long sword. Here, look at the pictures on Google for long swords.
No,
And
on DuckDuckGo.
then whatever. And you could have a short sword which has not as much attack damage, but you can attack faster with the new attack meter thing and stuff like that. So I hope for something like that, like bit new, maybe playing something new weapons, playing with the main offhand thing a bit, that kind of stuff. That was kind of what I'm hoping for, but yeah, because I just remembered. Where were we?
I don't know.
I think there's only one comment. Something
Yeva's
about
comments,
hash
yes.
maps, but
Oh yes, hash maps, the great data structure which allows you to store data in a way you can find it pretty fast, while still basically not having really don't need that much memory for it. It's amazing, right? Like you just put an object in there, and then you like, I want object with this key, and it like finds it, and it can take a bit of time technically because of tombstones and such, and like earlier removals and blah 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 blah. However, after a while, it should find it if it's in there or not, depending on linear probing, quadratic probing, random probing, blah blah blah. That's different algorithms, but you should make sure if you're using random probing that your random outputs can never be equal to the length, because then the whole probing will get messed up and it will not utilize the entire space of the
Out.
hash table. This was an exam question actually.
No
From
one
this
cares about
thing.
their exams. The comment
Exactly.
was
It's
from
algorithms. They're
the
amazing.
comment was from Nesm, and
Oh.
it's about the portal and hash map. Basically, it stores when after an entity goes through the portal where it came out, and within 36 seconds the next entity would go to the same place if it goes through the same portal in the X and Z position. The Y doesn't really matter. And he says that like the wiki and the cooldown they talk about is completely different one. Like I think the wiki has something about the player cooldown or the
I don't
mob
know. They said
cooldown
something
that
about a
like mobs
cooldown. You
will
said
take
something
like
about
a
a
minute
cooldown.
to not go back or something.
And I mean,
Huh?
do you like get the part where I don't have a clue what I'm talking about and I just hear cooldown? I'm like, hey, yeah, that's something about cooldown and nether portals on the wiki page 3 years ago when I
Yeah,
didn't know how to make nether
but like that was
portals.
completely unrelated, and he
I don't
told us
know.
that,
It's
and I'm telling you now again.
like so you were not talking about the fact that like it saves for a while where the portal links to.
That's the part I'm talking about. I'm talking not about the part where it's like takes a minute for an entity to be able to get pushed back through a portal because it
That's not what I'm talking about either.
But that's
I
what
read
you were
this.
talking about last week.
No, I was talking about the cooldown where basically for I think the wiki says something like roughly 30 seconds after a player enters, all players go into the same portal block or portal or whatever. They're not that precise about it. Will go to the exact same location because it's saved in some hash table. I don't know. Actually, I don't know about that part. I
Good,
just
you
know that.
understood it.
Well, that's what I read like 3 years
Now we
ago, and
can
now you guys
move
are
on.
telling me that's.
But it's not on the
You're
wiki.
basically implying that I paid attention to you last week, which is so improbable that you have to admit that actually it was a wiki which taught me this years ago.
Yeah, but the wiki doesn't say that.
Then where did I get it from you last week? That's impossible.
No,
Maybe you watched
from
Nessim's
the
video and
internet.
I didn't
learned it
watch
there.
Nassim's video. Not the explanation. I'm telling you, the
Okay.
wiki had it.
Okay. I think do we have more? Oh, yeah. Also about the audio download. Mr. Creeper and Nessim report that they use it, Mr. Creeper, more often because he has a bad computer and streaming from browser and playing video games is hard for him. And Nessim because he wants to listen on the way to work.
Exactly. That's what podcasts are meant for.
If you have a long way to work, yeah, that's really good. Or
Even 20
podcasts
minutes
are good for that.
That's not long, but it's every time back and forth 40 minutes. So
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think that are all the important comments you wanted to mention, right? Or did we forget the?
We forgot a couple. Dozen, I guess. Oh well. Oh yeah, I should also
yeah,
mention Gary's perimeter. He has a screenshot and we will link it in the description.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start off with Mojang news. First part.
Actually, I know one part about Mojang news, which is utterly amazing this week, and flabbergasting and all kinds of other English words which express surprise. Being
like
that
whale.
yes, they made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They uploaded 8 Minecon videos this week. Oh my god! Actually, they did in like 3 days, and then they stopped again because logic.
And those were not raw footage.
Yeah, they're like basically they're from most of them. I think all of them. No, like they have the closing ceremony. That's the last one. So some people are afraid they will stop there. I highly doubt that. Like if you look at the last Minecon, they also had lots of other panels uploaded as well. And also there's still lots of things on the schedule which aren't uploaded yet, which should be uploaded, apart from the Redstone panel as well. However, apart from the closing ceremony, I think almost all of them are from the Platinum Suite, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and we confirm, or Niels, if he knows what it looks like.
I didn't actually check out the videos because I
I
was
didn't-
there and mostly don't care what gear talks I miss.
I
did not
checked
know
some.
how the Platinum Suite looks like because I
Well,
was
it's
not
basically
there.
people on the left, screen on the right. Like that's, I guess it. And like nice like lighting on the walls. You can tell sometimes when they're like
Nice lighting on the wall. So
sometimes
pretty.
they're filming the dude who's asking a question or the girl who's asking a question, and then you can like see the walls behind them, and then you see like, ooh, there's neat lighting on the wall. You'll see. Anyway, we will link to just
Is
Mojang's
it the
channel.
one where there's a fence
Just-
kind of structure behind the table?
I think.
No, no,
Yes, there's.
It's not Platinum Suite. It's S1.
Yes,
But what-
no, he's right. Commands block unleashed. Command blocks unleashed. That was in Platinum Suite, and there's like this metal.
How do you know I'm on that page?
Okay.
What? Like
but-
it could be that one. I don't know. Like I just checked. I knew that I was there. That wasn't Platinum Suite, and Nielsen's right. There's like metal fences behind it. Like
Yeah,
But use
but
at festivals and stuff.
in S1 there were also fences like this
yeah,
barricades.
like it's not
behind
a
it and so
guarantee,
on.
but it's not. They are also there. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
If they
Moving
switch
on.
cameras, you
No,
may
no,
be
but
able to
people.
see
That
the
means that
differences.
maybe we'll get the redstone panel in like 2 months. It's getting closer.
Hey, we already got a redstone panel.
Last year, yeah, great.
Yeah, we also we also got the Xbox redstone panel.
Oh, right. I have
Yes,
to
which is
watch
basically
that, so
tutorial
that's, like-
redstone. So I'm like,
Right? This is in the platinum suites because it says fancy lights. If you skip to 44, 44,
Oh.
you see
44,
fancy
44
lights.
on
Yeah.
the command blocks unleashed.
Yes, you see fancy lights.
Yes, what I'm telling you, right? There's like fancy lights.
I'm
That's the Platinum
convinced.
Suite.
Okay, other Mojang stuff that happened this week. Update for Pocket Edition came out. No one really cares that much. Halloween
What?
skins
No one
for
cares that
Poc-
much. Anyway, did you see my video earlier this week about Mojang comments and what people care about?
Yes.
Yeah, they care about the updates.
Yes,
for
they
Pocket
care
Edition,
a
but,
lot
like,
about it.
we don't care about it. At least I don't. So
It
I'm
was like
just
half
gonna
the
say
comments
no
on a
one cares.
video about Fire UK.
Yeah, okay.
When
About,
Minecraft 0.13.0.
about no one cares about you commenting on every single comment on a Mojang video.
I didn't comment on every single
No, they
one.
care about people commenting.
Can I move
people
on?
commenting.
And the video got
people
hundreds of
commenting.
views,
There
so
are
people
also
do
Halloween
care.
skins coming to Pocket Edition, Windows 10 Edition, which I don't care about.
There are already
And-
skins on Pocket Edition.
Yeah, but not Halloween skins. And
Your own skins, they are. There are. I can just pick a photo from my iPad and then I can upload it and then that's my skin.
okay, there's a Halloween pack with skins and stuff like that. Anyway, to the interesting part. Snapshot 15W33.
I think we should elaborate a bit on the Halloween thing, because now you can get skins on Xbox. You only have to pay like $10 for it. Yay.
You could get that
What about the
before
story
with
mode?
other like stuff. I don't think
for
story mode.
$10 each. I don't
Story
know.
mode, like you can choose between like 8 different characters or 6 or something.
Why
But
the
you,
heck is
you cannot use your own skin, which I like kind of hoped for.
By the way-
Also, I haven't played it. I just saw it in the video.
Yeah, but story mode, I saw it. It's a separate app. You have to buy it for €5 or €6 again, separately.
Yes, story mode is another game, of course.
Yeah, but it looks completely the same for everything. It's a story.
What do you mean?
to
It's not Minecraft. It's like
Yeah,
Walking Dead
it's,
style, right?
no, it's just from people who made the Walking Dead game. Tell.
I don't know.
But
didn't
like
check-
yeah,
check it
like
out,
it,
but-
it uses the same gameplay mechanics. Like you walk around, talk to people based on your talkings, different things happen, and you
Yeah,
have
so
big time
that's just the
events
same
and so
style
on.
of game. Like they try to have some kind of choices
Yeah,
and
it's like
different
they have
paths.
they have the same mechanics, and then they slap a skin over it. They make Jurassic Park, Walking Dead.
Yeah, so
think they
I
made a
don't like it's not
Borderlands
it's different.
one.
It's a different
No.
game. Like I don't see why you would package it at Minecraft and like. I
Yeah.
totally get that they're asking money for it.
I don't.
It's like they
Okay.
made a different game with some the same textures and stuff.
Do we want to talk about a snapshot, or is like this story mode thing so important that you want to continue?
What are you even talking about story mode? About the release or? what was
I
it?
don't
No,
know.
Niels-
I
Niels
saw
just
it in the
mentioned
App
it.
Store.
Oh,
That's it.
okay. That's why I mentioned story modes. Okay. Link to the story mode. Story mode for first episode trailer below.
Okay. Anyway, we got another really cool change log. It is so descriptive. But it's actually kind of cool.
Like a
Uh,
tradition.
We got new structure in the world. A new loot table concept allows you or custom map creators, which possibly could be the same thing, to change loot inside randomly generated chests or what mobs drop. Bleh. Improve debug menu, increase the amount of strongholds, realigned the and then there's like some
This
dots.
until now, everything just
Some bug
it
fixes and
seems
bug
like
unfixes. Why
okay.
would you
Then that's
unfix a bug? It's like, okay, now at least they're saying it and change like that. Otherwise, they're just like doing it all the time. Let's start with the beginning.
But
The new
that's just
structure we
another.
got. Someone want
It's
to
just
describe it?
We got a new structure. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, we
the
got.
snow thing.
It's like basically you take like a sphere and you like cut half of it out.
You could
And
just
then
say
you
it's an
put a
igloo.
sphere of air inside, and then you like add a cylinder, and you cut half of it out again, and then you like add another like smaller cylinder inside of it again.
What?
And
It's a snow thing, and it spawns in snow biome.
it's a really complex geometrical structure.
And it has a special secret chamber below the ground.
I think it was built by the Mayas to predict the end of the world. That's why it's so
Also,
complicated.
the special chamber has a chance of spawning. Doesn't always spawn.
But that's a
if I'm
special chamber.
not
It's a freaking
mistaken.
igloo.
No, like below the igloo, there's a hidden room that does not always spawn. And
Okay.
in that hidden room, there's one loot chest, I think. Like a flower pot, a brewing stand with usually 2 potions inside, from what I've seen.
And a villager, right?
Villager and a zombie villager, and the potions.
I hope the zombie
usu-
villager is like fun stuff or something.
the potions usually is like a weakness potion and a water bottle. I'm not sure if like that's a bit random, but like that's all I've seen so far. And in the chest, the loot we most likely will get in golden apple. I think that's possibly guaranteed. I have no clue. So basically, it's like, hey, weakness potion, golden apple, zombie villager. Yeah, maybe it's like them trying to teach you how to cure cure villager if you don't know yet. Well, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think it's amazing, but not as amazing as Minecraft Story Mode.
Okay.
I can't think.
Also, they added a new loot table thing, which basically allows you to replace what a normal mob drop or all the stuff for chests
thought it was
that
something external.
that would drop, and
Can I
then
ask a question about it, or
it's a JSON file. Yeah, you can change a JSON file.
because but basically you can then say like you can there's some tag in the chest where you can say go to this JSON file if you want to like know what your loot is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I saw a video by Lorcan which I will also link, where he
So,
basically creates an infinitely recursive chest.
Can it be
Using that.
included in a map download for a custom map?
Yes.
guess-
I think it's in the assets folder. I'm not entirely sure though. Well, it can be included with the map. Then the debug menu, you now in the debug menu have a thing where it says press T for, I think T, for information about all the F3 stuff you can do. And it will tell you F3B and F3H and all those things. So you don't have to look it up on the wiki if you forgot or just plain didn't know. Now you know, you can see them. Quite nice for people that are not that familiar with the game. I think I would use it a lot, but well. And then there's the increased amount of strongholds, which is something Grum actually talked about at Minecon, if I remember correctly. Like, he also didn't like that there are only 3 because like kind of binds you to the center of the map and like.
Well, is it like Jello suggested that, or
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
I agreed? I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. Like,
I still
that was
disagree
a
though,
bug.
because there's another thing which, at least very much for technical Minecraft, I'm surprised Jello didn't say that. Bounce to the center.
yeah, of
Spawn
course.
chunks.
Yeah, of course, but you
And
cannot
even if
just
you
make
don't have
more
new
spawn
players,
chunks.
like even if you don't have like the world spawn you're using anymore for players, then you still need your spawn chunks. So
Well, just why don't they add it every
Yeah, but like for example, like
16
not the technical
blocks
players.
you find new spawn chunks?
Like
because
if
then you would get like like tons and tons of chunks loaded in the end. But maybe
Like,
let
if you-
16,000 blocks.
let enemy talk maybe.
if you for example have like a not that technical player who just like likes exploring or whatever.
Enemy?
he
Wait,
runs
are you
off,
telling me
like-
that you care about the non-technical players now?
No, I'm just saying by having more strongholds is good. He just runs off 10,000 blocks in one direction, and then he decides he wants to fight the dragon. and then he has to track back 9,000 blocks because the portals are only in the middle. That's not that cool. So that's why the increased amount of strongholds is a good thing.
I also think it's a good thing for technical players.
Of course, yeah.
Little fish spawners, finally, yay!
Yay.
I guess that's the main reason. Like, I mean, now, like, you don't have to be afraid to break them anymore.
Also now you can like go to the end faster if you happen to build stuff near end portals.
I mean, if you just live far out, like, yeah, I mean, it's too late, of course, on like stuff like reflex, which were generating 1.8, but still, like, if people don't generate stuff too close to their base,
you could intentionally build farms close to an stronghold, so you can like move back to like world spawn or wherever quickly, instead of like running through net tunnels or whatever. Or
the one question I have is,
also I'm not sure if you mentioned it,
on in chunks that already generated but not touched yet.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you mentioned it, but if I'm not mistaken, they're going to be 128 strongholds now.
Oh, it's still a maximum.
I think. Yeah, might be.
I hope those are not spread across the entire world, because then it's still going to be very sparse.
Yeah, like I actually don't know how if the spawning changed, and if what I'm saying here, if the 128 is actually correct. It's like the last thing I heard. If I'm mistaken, please correct me so we can set it right. It might but to my knowledge, that's correct. Either it's 128 or 256, but I think it was 128.
Maybe maybe they have some kind of Gaussian distribution across the world, like the center has the most, and I don't know, because I mean, 30 million is pretty big, or actually 60 million. So
no.
At least it would make sense to put most of them near the center. I think it would just be the same distribution they have right now, but then in a larger field.
Like, the thing is, I just calculated, if you would put them in a grid, they would be like, if I get this straight, if you put them in a grid, they would be roughly 3.5 million and by 7 million apart.
Yeah, but I don't think they will spread them out all the way to like the far lands, because no one ever goes there.
They
so
basically
I would assume like within 20,000 or something, they would like have most of them, or like something like that. Like when they said they would
make only a tiny fraction of the world.
Yeah, like when they said they would generate a new end terrain far enough away from the island, so whatever you build won't get destroyed, and they made like 500 or 1,000 blocks away. I was also quite surprised.
Okay.
No, 500 or 1,000, like something between there. It's not 500,000 blocks.
It's just 500 or 1,000. That's not very far now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like I mean, I guess most of our Enderman farms wouldn't be that. Like they're only a couple of hundred.
Yeah,
blocks,
like no one, I don't know anyone who like went 500 blocks away from the end island for any good reason. I know that like if you're generating crystals, then you it would be further out, of course. But like if you just build like a building or like a little farm or something, you wouldn't want it to be that far away. So I guess 1,000 blocks is kind of reasonable, but I would have assumed it would be more. So maybe for the strongholds, they will also be like in a comparably small range to the world size. Yeah. So what do you guys think about the snapshot?
The description is only one part. The changelog, there's only one error in it, so improvement.
Yeah, I like that. There's like not as much bullshit in the changelog this week.
But I like my bullshit.
Wow, that's not a bullshit.
Also, before I forget to mention it completely, in the B snapshot they added subtitles, and yeah.
So in what sense exactly?
If a sound is playing in the bottom right corner, you can see the name of the sound.
Okay.
And if you like move farther away, it's more transparent, so you have kind of a range finder or something. Some quite interesting things.
Like creeper and like no, then you're dead.
Well, yeah, like I don't think it says creeper walking. I think mob walking
creeper.
Like here. Yeah,
like, I have a feeling this would be very useful for some stuff. Like
it would say footsteps. When you say
it-
what
for-
mob, it just says footsteps.
I'm feeling like maybe
think.
some people would like to turn this off in like PvP scenarios, like UHCs or something.
I think it's something you have to turn on.
It's
It's
then
off
like, oh
by
look, player
default.
footsteps. I'm alone. Who was that?
Well, that's also the other thing that I'm not sure if they're gonna change it, but at the moment when you like walk around the world and you see sometimes it says minecart noises or whatever, and that's when you're over a mine shaft and there's like the minecarts in there, right? So you can hear that as well. But yeah, usually also I think there was like a bug with multiplayer that could game you crash a bunch.
I didn't fix the
And
bug.
that was fixed and they changed the loot table thing again in the C snapshot. So I'm kind of excited for the loot table thing because for custom map, like there are some CTMs where that are entirely based on mob loot, where you don't have a lot of chests, but all the materials you can get from custom mob drops, and usually they have to make it where they check for rotten flesh and then they replace that, or they like check for a dead mob and then place something there as well.
Or they give
And
them special armor.
or
Or
yeah,
something in
that
your hand.
that as well, yeah, or that. They just spawn with like stuff on their slots. But with that method, usually you have the problem that the player is still able to get like the normal mob drops, which sometimes you don't even want, right? Because that allows them to do different things that you might not want them to do.
You can just turn it off, right?
Now you can turn it off.
Weren't you also be able to do that earlier with some of the game rules?
Yeah, there's a game rule for mob loot, but like I'm not sure if you turn it off, it will like drop the stuff they wear. They have as armor and so on.
I think they, if you set it up correctly, then yes.
Well, I would assume that they would drop like stuff you gave them, so you don't lose your shit. But I think if they like already equipped like
If you spawn them in
they
such a way
they
where they're
spawn in,
exactly the same as how it is when you gave them something.
I think that would be too complicated to like consider, really do. Yeah, but
No,
like,
I think that's how it's
yeah,
been done.
I don't know.
No.
Maybe some maps do that, but like ones I've seen so far usually have the normal mob drops as well, and yeah, now you can turn it off and just replace it with the loot table thing, and it's easier, I guess. I'm not entirely sure if you can also say mob type and then custom name. I haven't looked into how it's formatted and so on that much. So maybe you can say, hey, I'm gonna just add a thing for like the custom mob called, I don't know, surprise skeleton, and they will always drop punch bows or something.
Wait, you mean like adding a new mob through?
No, like just adding a new option to your table for named mobs or something like that.
You can just say spawn a skeleton with this preset, and then it copies everything from the loot table thing, including name and other stuff.
Yeah, I haven't looked into it how it works completely because like I haven't
I
played
don't
Minecraft for most of the week.
I haven't
I
looked
don't
into
think
it
you
because
can
it's a
do that
snapshot.
because they call it loot table. So I think it's just for the loot.
Well, you can do some conditional stuff based on the player's achievements, as far as I'm aware. But like Dinamo mentioned, he wanted to add stuff like that you could only get some loot after you've been to Nether, for example, which I assume works through the achievement and such.
I think there's
Obviously-
something different, but
Yeah, I mean that's just for the player checking, of course. But I mean, there's still some versatility to it, which that's what I was just trying to say.
Would be cool if then he also fixes achievements being broken every time you update. That would be nice. But yeah, I think that's like all the stuff on the snapshots this week, right?
yeah, I think so.
Okay, then we can come to all the other fancy stuff that happened this week.
All the other fancy stuff, so much fancy stuff. Oh my god, it's unbelievable. Advanced bridging by Absolute Psychopath. Basically, just a compilation video. Since we have kind of, I guess it's the unspoken rule that we also discuss speedrunning and such on here. There's a bit in the speedrunning territory.
But
just
it's also a little bit technical, like knowing how fast you can go with different things.
I suppose
Always good knowledge.
enemy likes to speedrun his CTMs. Oh, well, anyway, it's basically just a video about different bridging strategies and speed and such, which of course is if you haven't ever watched this CTM speedrun, it's very important. Like very often they need to bridge gaps, and like basically every CTMer, like even the worst would just go with diagonal bridging. Even I didn't even know that was faster until I think like Sark or something mentioned it in a video 2 years ago. Like I always watch these CTM speedrunners, and I was like, oh really? They do that? And I was like, okay.
I saw that a long time ago. I think once on Zepplin's channel, and I thought,
Or it may have been something
oh,
just thing I don't know. Like we're talking about like long, like 2 years at least. I think. That I saw
maybe even 3.
Yeah. Anyway, that's that. So long time ago. Anyway, of course that's a very basic strategy. Like there's more advanced ones where you basically like release shifts for the bit while you're bridging, so you can actually walk, which is a lot faster. I sometimes see people do that on Hypixel, but it's very hard already, in my opinion. At least that's my experience. And also some other stuff like wall. I often call it wall climbing or forage climbing, but he just calls it like wall running. So you basically try to learn along a wall while placing blocks under you against the wall and that kind of stuff. So there's some interesting techniques on there. And he's, I guess, he's pretty good at speedrunning, so we can kind of perform them all to some degree at least. So that's also cool to see. And yeah, he just puts the times there. Like at the end, he has a nice table with different speeds and such, and you can compare. And maybe it's time to move on to the next video, so you can watch it. We will link it in the description by Absolute Psychopath. Hello.
Yes.
Okay, maybe I should continue because you guys don't talk at all. Next video, I think by Myren, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, flying TNT duplicator. When you first showed that glitch, I was like, interesting. Too bad like we can't put it on missiles. No, maybe it took me a couple minutes to think about that, but too bad we can't put it on missiles because like redstone butts and such. But apparently, Myren just found a bot which is completely, yeah, you can just put it on, which is mobile. And it uses minecarts and the detector rails, and I don't understand at all how it works. But basically, minecarts are glitchy. They just teleport around the place, and oh look, now they're on the detector rail. And then the TNT gets pulled away. It's like, oh look, the minecart is there, and I just like, oh no, it's there. So wait, let's just like both stay in our current form and pretend we're being powered, and like drop a TNT block. And as a result, he basically has an infinite bomber. Yay. I really wonder if these duplication glitches stay in the game. I think it's gonna change 1.9 a fair bit for technical Minecraft. But I'm just waiting patiently and seeing whether or not it's gonna stick.
Well, I'm also quite interested if they will keep the translocating part.
Yes, that's also interesting. For example,
because that would be a huge difference for making farms. Also, like with that duplicating glitch, and with what we mentioned from Roby's video, and I think Myren made another video later in the week where he also showed the same kind of concept. Yeah, you can just like use it to a ridiculous extent where you can dig perimeters with it very, very quickly. TNT duplication. And yeah, I think that's like a little OP. Yeah, the carpet thing is quite nice though. I don't know. Carpet duplication seems.
yeah,
Usually you don't need that many carpets though, so it's like having a little sheep farm or having a little duplicator.
Well, I mean,
I know it's
the TNT
cheeky,
duplicator
but
looks so cool though.
yeah, TNT duplicator is obviously more cool. More cool. Wow, cooler. Yeah, but since there's not that much to talk about it, I'm gonna mention another video which I found quite interesting, which is Veteran Jazz's resource-friendly two-way instant repeaters, where he compares different designs and yeah, checks. He's looking for one that's resource-friendly redstone-wise because he's playing on a skyblock world usually, and
You want to create some
bit
transportation system, I've heard, like underpros and such.
Yeah.
Someone is actually using underporters or whatever they call them.
And the stasis chambers.
Yes.
Last time I checked.
Well,
But
teleport chambers.
Maybe I'm the only one who's still saying that, and there's like a cooler word for it now.
The status chamber was a nice name, but it's just too long.
Yeah.
Teleporter. That's the easiest. One word.
Then people think you're using command blocks, and those are cheaty.
No. It's teleporting.
I saw like ePorter or something somewhere the other day.
Oh well, this is not called the porter.
Yeah.
No, we'll get mad at people.
Well, next thing. There was a Turing machine from Gunmaster.
Oh right, I linked to that as well.
Yeah, we'll just link to that because I don't think we need to explain again how Turing machines work. I think we
It's
did it
actually
before,
not a
right?
Turing machine. It lacks one thing.
What does it like?
Infinite tape. Ha.
Well, you can
No,
turn it.
it's finite.
Yeah, but like.
In fact, it's cyclic, which is just out of the question. Well, I know, like the
You
Turing machine
cannot.
is infinite anyway, so there's no like it's just one thing wrong. It's
So
different.
basically, I was just saying, and
can't say it's
you
more or
cannot
less
make a
wrong.
Turing machine because nothing is infinite.
Kinda. Well, I mean, computers are Turing complete and not Turing machines, but like this is the thing. Like, there's this thesis in theoretical computer science saying, I think it's thesis of Church, which basically says that everything computers can calculate is basically like computers are basically Turing complete, being that meaning that they can calculate anything which a Turing machine can calculate, or the other way around, kind of. Which is kind of funny because Turing machine is infinite and the computer, of course, isn't. So I think they kind of look over that rule a lot themselves as well, but I'm not entirely sure. Like it's just
Infinite
nicer in math
enough.
and like see, it's in math and
Infinite
such. It's
enough.
just way nicer to like ignore the fact that everything is basically finite in our practical universe.
I have
Oh,
12 money. Infinite enough.
12 money, yes, that's a very
Infinite enough for me.
money is apparently a currency which is used in where anime lives or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to the baker and I bought the bread for 5 money.
Wow, that's expensive.
Yeah. 5 times a 10-cent piece, or 5 times €1 piece.
Okay. Moving
Still
on.
5 money.
What do we have?
We were talking about Grandmaster Turing Machine. Don't stop. So
Oh,
basically,
sorry,
yes, Turing
yeah.
Machine. Like, actually, it's been a while. Like, I don't know. Maybe does he say the exact length of the tape in the description?
I think it's
No.
like 128 blocks, a bit over 100 blocks or something.
Seems doable if you look at like the length and like the amount of pistons and such he uses. So yeah, 100 or something definitely seems right. And there's 3 states. So yeah, blank, 0, 1, whatever you want to call them. And yeah, basically, where the states are stored, you have 3. You have basically a quartz. Blank is just quartz block bottom, quartz block top, and then glass in the center. And basically, by switching quartz and glass around, it's about I think the amount of stuff which is basically where the glass block is. That's I guess what matters. Basically, by putting the glass block in the center, both the upper and the lower signal can transport hopper signals using comparators or whatever you want to call them, and that's the way it is detected. And if glass is either at the top or the bottom, then you have a different state, being 0, 1. I think the Turing machine also has 256 states. I actually meant like when the second ago were symbols. The alphabet has size 3, and the machine has 256 states. And you get better lamps. The ape is 128 maybe long, maybe, I don't know. I think those are the main properties. And yeah, I just thought the pushing mechanic was really cool because he doesn't just use a long piston tape like we usually do. His piston tape is actually rectangular, and like one side is 60 long, which seems ridiculous, of course, because you can only push 12 blocks. But basically, he goes to the effort of actually pushing. Basically, he pushes pistons into the tape, then pushes those pistons, and then pushes them out again, and then does that for every like pushing station in the right order to just get one cycle around, which is a bit of a, I would say, over the top way to do something which couldn't have been done with normal piston tape if he just didn't want to have that nice monitor. But oh well. Anyway, he wrote some programs on it. I think he wrote one in particular which took like hours to execute. I don't know what time complexity it was. Like maybe something
I
quadratic
think in the
or
video
exponential.
she showed the addition of 13 and 11, and it took like 14 minutes.
Or I guess like in unary
I
notation maybe,
think
or
it's a bit too long. I
actually it
think you don't
depends. Like
have enough time for your test anymore then.
in our theoreticals, yes, of course, we always used unary, and that was really simple. Like you had number blank number, so you just like went to the very like you placed the blank by 1, and then you went to the very end and you removed the 1 and you were done. So I suppose he was using binary, which makes it a lot more complicated. Oh well. If it took him 4 minutes in unary, that would be a very interesting algorithm. Oh well. I mean, binary is pretty cool though, I will admit. So, maybe we should move on, I guess. I don't know. Turing machines are cool, I guess, but I had that last semester and I didn't like it. What's your least favorite part about Turing machines? Enemy.
I have no clue. I don't know that much about Turing machines.
I have no use for them.
My least favorite part is that Wout talks so much about them. I don't know.
You mentioned the topic, so I was like, well, let's like pretend we know something about it for once.
Yeah, you can, but I don't because
Let's like
I
pretend I'm
actually don't
paying
know
money
anything
for my
about it.
study for some reason or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Look, I'm all smart and stuff. Now you guys talk about technical Minecraft because I don't know anything about that.
Yeah. Where are we?
We are past Jazz's. We are repeaters.
Oh, okay.
I have a
There
video we
was
could talk
this
about.
this
if you
very cool
request.
video. No, Mambo Jumbo showed the simplest elevator in Minecraft, which is basically the slime
Like,
block
do we
boat.
really mention Jumbo just to make fun of him, or at least you make fun of him?
Well, like a week or two back, we mentioned the thing with the boat where it doesn't slow down when it's like in midair or whatever. He didn't use that like horizontally but vertically and made a video about the simplest elevator. Just thought.
How simple is it?
It's a slime block with a boat on top, and it goes up really far because like kind of like the ghost slime block elevators, where it's like the longer you stand on it, the higher you fly. Yeah, it's basically all to mention about it. It's the same thing we mentioned a while back, but not horizontal but vertically. And yeah, that's all there is to say about it.
Okay, we will link it in the description because enemy hates that. Okay, hello, thanks for breathing. So I guess that's that.
Should I stop breathing then or what? I think
Yeah,
that's not
ideally.
Not
very
breathing to
useful.
the mic. Oh, well. Anyway.
Microphone doesn't need oxygen.
Yes, that's all what Niels always says. There's another video I would like to mention. Minecraft 15 requested features in 100 seconds by Squirtooth. Sounds a bit bait titly, but I actually quite enjoyed it. Basically, just a video featuring 15 not kind of simple requests. Like, for example, we want potions and made some chorus fruit, and when you splash them on something, then they teleport as if they ate a chorus fruit. And like it shows a bunch of stuff like that.
Simple stuff that would make sense.
Yeah, which is not in the game, and it's all like it seems vanilla. I think you just use command blocks, so that's pretty cool. Like some of the stuff I don't even know how he did that exactly. Like the teleportation. Like I guess maybe they're riding Enderman or something, and he's forcing the Enderman to teleport as a result. I don't know.
Maybe he's doing it with editing.
Yeah, that's also possible, but I don't think that's like.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Anyway, he links to all of the suggestions. He didn't actually. Well, 14 out of the 15 suggestions he linked. He couldn't find the 15th one apparently. He says by unknown, but all the other ones came from the Minecraft subreddits about suggestions. So yeah, you can check the video out, and I think it has some cool. There's some kind of simple like cauldrons freeze in snow biomes, and it basically just has like a little ice block inside of the cauldron using like your armor sensor. That was a bit simple, but there's some other stuff like he caps a compass. He like right clicks a bed, and then the compass points to the bed. So that's kind of cool. Oh well.
Doesn't the compass
Point
always
to the world spawn normally, so
point to your bed if you slept in the bed?
No,
no,
it
because
doesn't
he
do that.
doesn't actually sleep in it. He just right clicks the compass.
Yeah, but if you sleep in the bed in vanilla,
No,
like that
doesn't.
No, it
Sure?
points to the center, like to the world spawn.
I thought it would always point to your bed unless you didn't sleep
I
in the
thought
bed.
that in my first world, I was told that, and then I like made a compass to return from my dangerous mining trip, and I ended up at my random spawn, and it took me like hours to find my house again because it wasn't at my bed.
Maybe it's like one of the Minecraft myths that like no one ever cared about compasses enough that someone would notice. Or at least I would. Okay.
Compasses are only useful for unlocking traits at the villager, right?
Making maps.
Yes,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. I'm finding
Because you
people in
have the
Skywars.
compasses.
Or finding your world spawn. Yeah. Compasses are not the most useful thing ever. Talking about useful things, tree farms. Turn of tree farms. Mango made another tree farm. Yay.
I'm gonna die.
I'm wondering if someone really built all of these tree farms he made. Because it's like, maybe he's going on a tree farm spree again and, new one. Till next week, new one. Next week, new one.
Like this one is actually quite interesting because it's a 2x2 spruce tree farm. It's very fast, and our current one is kind of like broken, and we're like interested in having a new design anyway.
I
This
think our
one,
bedrock hole is not big enough, probably.
I'm not sure if this would fit with our bedrock formation. Yeah, that's the problematic part. But this one, under ideal 20 TPS conditions, would produce 175,000 logs an hour, which is completely crazy. Yeah, like I don't know, like it's completely theoretic and everything. I think it takes 14 game ticks, 18 game ticks for like full harvest.
Yeah, it was 14 and then something like 3 seconds of reset time or something like that.
No, usually you place the sapling slow, but the thing is, it takes longer for the bone meal for a tree to grow because the bone meal takes a certain amount of time, than like the farm to harvest it or whatever, like something like that. Like the bone meal is actually the slowest part about the farm at the moment, which is crazy.
You can get the entire tree in 1 second. Harvest it if you're
in under a second. It will harvest under a second if your server's not lagging. Also, he limits the tree height, so he can easily push it. Because if he would go over 24 blocks, he would have problems with push limit and so on. It's a bit nicer to build it this way, and it would be apparently way laggier to account for those couple extra blocks, but he still takes the leaves from there. So he doesn't block it with like a normal block, but he blocks it with the wood that could grow there, and he just doesn't harvest that part.
Not the wood that could grow there, the wood that grew there in the earlier cycle.
Yeah, like if you, or it's like there all the time because you put it there when you build the farm. Doesn't matter really.
That wouldn't make any sense to place wood there in the beginning.
No, wouldn't. But whatever. But yeah, you still get the leaves from up there, opposed to like just blocking it off with other blocks. And he also talked a bit about the damaging system, which we had problems with on our server. And apparently, blocks can go missing when you turn the farm on in the wrong moment. But he also continuously damages the wither, so the blocks won't get broken because he always fires them before the blockbusters can break the blocks and so on. So that's quite interesting. And what did I forget to mention about the farm?
I think everything. You didn't miss anything. You mentioned everything that's important.
Okay.
Other than small details and don't matter that much.
Yeah, you can always, of course, look at the video. We will link it and so on. You will get all the info we missed. So yeah, something else that's quite interesting and can now be part of the podcast since we're talking about speedruns now. And actually, like shot in the Mango video, is Black Crystal speedrun from a Crazy Troll team, which I can't recommend enough because like he's very good at like he's very fast at clicking stuff out of chest and just in general like with trick shots and so on. It's always cool to watch his stuff. So yeah. Maybe you guys want to mention something?
Talking about Crazy Trolls run, right?
Yeah, Black Crystal.
Yeah, okay.
New world record. In 16 minutes 53, by the way.
Well, since the name of the podcast has Quarry in it, maybe we should talk about Edson Jazz's video about Quarry stuff.
I can find the Wout part has returned. I can finally just talk about stuff again.
Oh, can I say something real quick?
Real quick.
When I watched the video, the first thing I thought about was like, oh, now Wout is gonna make quarries again because he has to show dominance in like Quarry,
yeah,
like
that too.
Slimestone tech, like and so on. It's like the
Then you saw
first
my
thought that
comments.
popped in my head. Yeah. No, I didn't actually read any comments. I just like thought about
That was
it.
your first thought, and then you like there was no second thought. Okay.
And
I
then
mean,
like
you have to
I
add a
watched
twist
the
to your
rest of
story that makes it a lot more interesting.
And the twist is I watched the rest of the video and I
Once
was
there
like,
was this, that's a beginning
I
situation.
thought of this stuff before.
I mean,
Okay.
like storytelling 101. You have a beginning situation, you explain that, and then something happens. And
I
you,
started watching the video and then I had the thought about like
that's not a twist.
probably
That's
once.
psychological result. Of course, I would like to beat Jazz and Jazz.
Yeah, but that's like I'm not telling a story. I'm just like saying
Yeah, but then no
came
one's
to
gonna listen.
mind.
And you have to tell a story. So today,
Once upon a time.
I went to my computer and I wrote an algorithm. I was like, oh
I
no,
didn't.
there's a bug.
What a plot twist.
And I still haven't fixed it. So that's not an ending.
Okay.
Okay.
So maybe we should actually talk about what the video is about.
No, that's a very bad plan.
because
Just
that will like.
Should we just talk about the comments on the other video? Or what?
Yeah, anyway, we should
What
probably...
you went about?
Yeah, we should probably discuss this. So, basically, Jazz talks about top-down quarries, and he likes the idea of an infinite quarry, basically. You get your initial space set up, you have some kind of airspace above, you guaranteed, and using that, you basically just dig on
I don't
forever.
think it's just about having the infinite. It's also maybe hopefully easier to set it up.
Yeah, I mean, that's the second thing, but like this video
I
seems
think
to be
that's the
aimed at...
first thing.
Like, that's what he calls, I think, a perfect quarry. Like, he says
No
about
setup
quarry is one
time.
where you spend more time just digging stuff out. It's like, I think a perfect quarry is not gonna happen soon, to be honest, if ever. Like, we already had a lot of problems getting the bad one working.
I think if you make the quarry big enough, and
I mean, then it's already a good one, right? I mean, you only have to do like
then
these
it's just
constant
setting
edges.
up a little thing, and then it can mine for forever, for
like,
quite a long time.
I actually never thought that like the digging was that much of a problem with the old quarry. I thought the big problem was just the execution time.
Well, like the getting less digging actually makes it more feasible to make a quarry, right?
Yeah, I mean,
because if you have to dig like 90% around the stuff.
I just think you're gonna save more time. I think you're
dig
gonna
the
save
rest of
more
the work.
time if you design a quarry which just executes faster than a quarry which requires a bit less space to be dug preemptively. Because
Well, like maybe both.
well, yeah, you can try both, but I mean, like, doesn't require, I don't know, like tri-herbs, tri-verbs. We haven't even worked on that technology yet, and I think it could get some serious optimizations going. Like right now,
But Wout,
Yeah, why
I
haven't
think
you?
you only use the herbs and verbs and those names.
Just
Oh,
used
no,
it.
Chess
Just
made
used
a
it
door
for
with
it
that.
to yes. A very useful application of this thing is to make a door. Well, no kidding. Why do you think I need it? Oh well. I still love the fact that the moment you said that, no one noticed. Oh well. So yeah, that's actually we should have some stuff to talk about. So yeah, try verbs like verbs, collision, reversing machines. Yeah, like that's cool stuff. Basically, like a machine which would basically go down or something. Then when it hits the verbs, it will reverse the verbs and also reverse itself and then go back up. Like we already have self-reversing machines. So we need a collision reverse machine, which is a machine which reverses on collision. And then basically also the verbs. Or basically, maybe we could even actually have the verbs reverse itself once it hits the floor. Wouldn't that be interesting? No, I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. Oh well. Anyway, I just meant to say that it was really, really cool stuff. But like, the whole problem with Infinite Quarry and such, I think, is just that you will also always need to like...
back?
Well, you always have the unpushable blocks. Like, I still haven't seen a system to deal with those. I think, frankly, don't think we ever will with the current features. Like, maybe in the future we will have more optimization because of more features, but like...
Well, you could always go the easy way, which is the part where you don't have to dig anything and you don't run into problems with unmovable blocks.
The end.
The end, yeah.
Yes,
Like,
that's...
Except the
for
new end part. Then
well,
that's
no,
probably one of the best
not really.
places to use it, yeah.
You can still use it in the new end part even. You get
Well,
like
you need to dig out the spires, but actually someone did it on Reflex already, so we could do it technically.
Yeah, like also if you like go into new 1.9 terrain, you don't get the spire say, you just get like the end city thing, which is all pushable if I'm not mistaken.
Well, the
Yeah.
short festival I think is a bit strange, I guess. But
You have loot chests in there, so
oh,
Oh yeah, the loot chest, but you won't you won't move stuff that high normally. Well, maybe you mechanism might.
I
crash
think
into
you
it,
need
but,
to mine stuff out there
But yeah, that's like
because otherwise your machine cannot go there.
yeah. Apart from the chests and the brewing stands that are in there, like you should be fine. And in the end, from survival perspective, for me it makes the most sense because endstone takes long to mine anyway, and like even if you cannot instant mine it, so it's annoying, and would take quite long. And
I continuously did it twice, I think. Like they know how long it takes. Right?
yeah, like it takes quite a while though, but like it was also not a lot of fun to dig it because it takes that long. And I
Yeah, you
think
can't tell it.
in that application, like the Quarry would do best because the almost ideal scenario, you don't have to dig anything for it. You can just build it up and it would work. And if you mine out the end island, you don't have to you don't have hidden stuff that you can run into. You know where all the unmovable blocks are, and so on. So
Yeah,
yeah,
this kind of ideal scenario. Just one problem is that it's quite big.
what the end island? Yeah,
Yeah,
but
like how
like
big
if
is it actually?
200,
With the amount of blocks, it's
like
not that big.
I think
Big.
it's a million or two or something. I don't know. It's not that many, right?
Yeah.
No,
There's
I'm talking
void
about the
below it and
dimensions, right?
around it.
Dimensions.
Yeah, like how big would your core need to be? That's a big
Couple of
question.
100 by a couple of 100.
Well, aren't you guys precise? I'm going to reflex.
yeah. You go and check out
About
the
it depends. Per each
Yeah,
world
it
it's
depends, I
different,
know, but
right?
like it's
So,
at least some. It better get than a couple of hundred.
yeah, a couple of 100. It cannot really give it precise.
Well,
Because
I
my world is
haven't.
different than your world is different than someone
Well,
else's world.
maybe we could just say we haven't looked that much into it, but it still seems like the ideal scenario if you ever wanted to get like to build a Quarry, and it
Just
would be
like
the
we
end.
said a year ago. And
Yeah.
still didn't do it.
We also still don't have a mushroom farm, so yeah. Also something interesting for like
Oh my god,
his
there's actually a cow in our end. Don't ask me how.
for his
Thanks
downward
for saying.
moving
Yes.
top down Quarry, where he like has those grabbers. He actually used pulling extensions, which I don't remember. Like I think when he made a video about those, like we were like, they might be interesting for some things, but overall not that useful at the moment. And they're actually quite useful now. So kind of feel bad for what we said back then. Yeah, Rival is trying to figure out how big his end island is, and I'm running out of stuff to talk about the Quarry. I'll just like talk about Myren's even larger scale TNT and hub duplication thing he showed.
Okay, but
Which
the link will
is-
be at the same place as before, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like we mentioned earlier, Roby's and like of course his smaller version. I'm not sure. Like I think this is like 60 something, 64 TNT at a time or something like that. Maybe even more. That he duplicates at once. Carpet duplication is also quite big. You can even stack it, which I had no clue you could do on the island. I also didn't play around with it. So yeah. Short little video. Hopefully enough time for Wout to find his thing.
Wait, I have to go to the TT's thing.
What?
Never mind. We'll talk about it later on, probably. And me, what was the weather like today?
Well,
Winnie.
the weather, I have no clue. I haven't looked outside yet. But
What is outside?
what I can tell you is that Deku made another Redstone thing, which you usually don't talk about Redstone things at all. But since it's 0 ticks, why not? He made another version of the lightning bolt door, which is the 4x4, and it's like still instant. Well, like still as fast as possible, but it's smaller now, so that's quite nice if you always want to build one but couldn't fit it. Maybe now you can. Yeah. So about how
I'm
big
still
is
doing
the
stuff, but I
Okay.
like, looked at this Enderman and he's not there anymore. But I'm afraid when I go to the edge, like he'll he will aggro again or something because he maybe screws around there.
It's reflex. You use cheats
I have-
anyway, but you just
No,
like,
I have like my best armor set with me.
That you could have cheated in.
No, but you don't do that.
Ah, you don't do that. Okay.
Yeah, it's like
you say that now.
like
Okay,
all
okay,
max
okay.
enchantments on my helmet, all max enchantments on my chestplate except for thorns. Same thing leggings, same thing boots. Like
Max
that's kind of
enchantments, I don't even count Fawns. Fawns is like
I don't know, like
a
feather
debuff
falling, depth strider,
Why would it
protection,
be
and
a
wicking.
debuff?
Because it
because
damages
it breaks your
armor.
armor firmer. Yeah, breaks your
Wasn't
armor
that a
faster.
myth?
No, I think it really does. It is not on the
It,
wiki.
re-
Haha.
it really does.
Oh, Wiki. Okay, Wiki is always correct. Okay. Didn't know that.
No, Fawns is
Me
bad.
neither.
Fawns is bad for you. What was it, week 2 ago or something? Maybe 3. I played this mini CTM called One. It was like one of the strawberry maps, and you have like half a heart, and you have to like run through the whole thing. And yeah, you don't get a lot of stuff. You get like a sword and a couple of torches and so on in the beginning, and you have to do a bit of parkouring. And there are some zombies and creeper spawners you have to
Deal with.
deal with, yeah. And what happened? There was one zombie that spawned with Fawn's chest plate, and it like tried to knock him off, and it just died. Yeah, I had no clue it was Fawn's, but it was fun.
Thing is, I'm like on the on the south side now, and I
Uh-huh.
say there's this couple of islands which are both like less than. They seem to be like 10 blocks in size roughly.
Yeah, we
Uh,
don't care about those.
Well, I did earlier kind of like an island which was like 200 blocks inside or something. I don't know, like it has a solid mass and such, but it wasn't huge either. So I did count that, but I'm not counting this one then. I don't know.
So it's around 200 by 200, right?
No, I'm still kind of like, do I count? From what point do I not count islands anymore? To count
To the
like, count
point
islands
where the
at all?
island stops. It's like
No, like there's more than one. Do I only count the mainland? Do I still count like bigger islands or like what? That's what I'm asking.
How many islands do you have?
20.
Well,
There's
on
like
the
one big one, and then maybe like 2 or 3 small ones. If
on the
even.
east side we have a couple of mediocre ones. Now we have a couple of small ones on the
Since when
south
there
side,
are
which I
mediocre
don't think.
ones? Did you like build your own islands there?
No, they were just there.
Ah.
My God, I
Oh,
don't
we
like
don't have
having
enough
islands here.
islands. Just make a new one. Yay. Now we have enough. That goes on reflex.
I could underpearl to this island, but I have a feeling I'm gonna freaking die.
Not normal die. Freaking die.
Yeah, so do I count like every small island? Do I only count the main?
I think we will just say it's around 200 by 200.
No. I
and,
need you guys to define the rules.
20.
The
That's
rules
one rule.
is the rules is it's around 200.
Islands with at least 20 blocks count
In size or in total?
in blocks.
No.
Okay, so basically I
20
need to.
blocks is like a 4 by 5.
Yes. So from what point do I count islands as
From the
part of the
point
end
from the
island?
point where like more than 20 blocks long.
More than 20 blocks total.
No, not total.
Long.
Length, yes.
But what if it's like a very cubic thing? Then it can be like very big without being that long.
From the
It's still
point where you would consider it an island.
Wout, like Niels, do we want to cut this out? Like this is like arguing with Wout again.
This is fun.
Well, since Wout doesn't know what counts as an island and whatnot, I'll just like
Okay, I'm just gonna
swiftly
get you
move.
consider everything then maybe. I don't know,
Alright.
that's kind of big, but
Still don't care. Just actually made another video.
Great opinion, enemy.
Related to the new snapshot. And he made a boat elevator based on the fact that you can limit the amount of spaces the boat will set you on, because it will only set you to blocks with a solid top. So anything a hostile mob could spawn on, if I'm not mistaken, maybe. And also will set you on a half slab if there's a solid top block below. If I'm saying this right. And he basically moves up 2 blocks per boat, and he just like stacks it. So you click on a boat, and because you in water, it will eject you instantly, and it will place you in a new block, and then you just like are in a position where you can click on the next boat. It's like the minecart elevator with like the minecarts on ladders, but with boats, and like without letters. so it's not better than that, but it's like different than that. So, yay, interesting. I don't know. At least you
Yay,
don't have to
interesting,
like
enemy doesn't know.
eject manually. That's like the one thing that's like improved. Also, what's quite interesting about the video that he found out is that even though Minecraft is 20 ticks per second, it counts more than 20 click events. So you can actually like use a macro and go 100 meters per second with this technique if you wanted to. But yeah, that's with like I think 1,000 clicks. He
That's
said.
cheating.
Yes.
Using the macros.
You guys use macros.
Depending on
You're liars.
what you consider cheating, that's cheating. vague sentences, vague. Yeah, I think we'll just define an end island as generally around 200 by 200 in size, since Wout hasn't
I'm still
come up with
I'm
like
now doing like
accurate
full
measurements.
mainland and full island checks basically.
Okay,
So that here you have 83. Maybe
but
it's more on that
with
side.
all of that out of the way, I think I'm like done with my list since I already mentioned the speedrun.
Alright, Niels, you must have a list.
Yes, I had a list.
Now it's all done.
Yeah, it was the quarry thing.
Well, that was a very long list.
That's a very long list, yeah.
Yeah.
Wout, do you have anything else that we forgot to mention?
Yeah, we haven't talked about the end island size yet.
Apart from that.
Oh my god, this is amazing. These two parts of the end island go to the exact same parts, even though there's like the platform in between.
So
Amazing.
it's like one island.
Like this hole at the part of our end platform, and then on both sides of the end platform, the mainland actually extends to the exact same point.
So it's like
Whoa.
a U shape.
Yeah, basically.
No, it's a me shape.
I don't know. Niels doesn't like egocentrism. That means I can now find the calculations. Yay.
In light of the Minecraft story mode that like everyone seems not to care about, I actually played some of the Telltale games I have. Well, not some, like one of them. I played.
Right. You still have a big library of unplayed games with cool soundtracks that you listen to.
Yes, I have like 260 something Steam games, I think, and I have played like 5 of them. So I decided it might not be a bad idea to like play Tales from the Borderlands, which is like the Borderlands themed Telltale game, I guess you could say. It also has 5 episodes, like the whole standard thing. I played episode 1 and 2 now. Was quite fun. It's a story told from like 2 characters' perspectives, and like you play first part as like one character, and you play the same scene as the other character, and yeah, when you play the second part, you get way more information about the story, and it like fits in really cool together and so on. Well, it's quite nice storytelling there, and yeah, overall it was quite fun so far. And what else? Not a lot of stuff I did this week. I barely played any Minecraft.
You didn't play any anime. This is
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
Did you know what you just said?
Oh, I also watched like
No, do you know what you just said?
6 seasons of
That's
Archer.
seriously problematic. Like Niels, can you get him back into Minecraft? This is going very bad.
Enemy.
I know.
Want a snicker?
Wow.
Well, I've told that propaganda. Goebbels would be proud. Oh well. Alright. Niels, what did you do this week?
Well, this week, not a lot, but I built a couple of towers.
Probably in
the-
background footage, is it?
Yes, by now it is in the background footage.
Yay.
I don't know, in the beginning of the video you cannot see that, but after about, I don't know, half an hour I think, something you can see me building that. But first, it's like 20 minutes of getting stuff. So after about an hour I think you can definitely see me building the towers.
Or in a fancy time-related way, you saw me build towers. Because when you're at this point in the video, it will be in the past. Also,
Oh no.
Unless if you're using the audio downloads and you're now driving to work.
yeah, unless that.
Cycling
Also-
to work.
Also,
bikes are way better
to
for
kind
the
of
environment.
like
Can I ask a
because-
question about Jess's Quarry?
no.
That late.
To kind of date this episode a little bit. This week was Back to the Future Day.
Oh
and
my
from
god.
this point on, everything in the Back to the Future movies
wait,
will be
we
in the
went-
past.
We went back to the past.
Not everything. Actually, everything, like, did they never go further into the future?
When they travel to the future, they travel to the 21st October 2015.
They only went to the future once, because I remember, like, I watched, like, the Western one multiple times, but that's the only movie or series I actually ever watched.
That's the third one, and then that's like 1885 or 55 or something.
But, like, they never went further into the future than 2015. That's boring.
No, like the movie plays in 1985, and 2015 is like quite a big jump.
Yeah, I know, but, like, they
Like,
never
from
were like,
back then,
what would the
right?
world be like at 2200?
No,
But
like
those things you should pick it in the
2015,
future,
they already have
where-
flying cars, right,
where
and
it's
hoverboards. So
far enough in the future that it's not the future. It's not like next year, but also not too far, because then it's like, well, that's way too far and you cannot really relate to it. But this week it was also back to the past week, at least for over here.
huh? I'm confused. Back to the past week.
Yes,
Oh, because like
the time zone
time zone
going
thing.
from the
oh yeah.
DEST back to normal CET.
Okay. Wout, do you want to talk about what you did this week, or ask you a question about the Quarry, or tell us how we get in the island usually is?
Oh, I can tell you, our mainland is 205 in the x direction and 223 in the z direction. And our islands are 243 in the x direction and 244 in the z direction.
Congratulations.
The area, if you just talk out in the dimensions, basically. Well, basically dimensions if you include the islands, or if you don't include the islands. Basically, including the islands, you increase dimensions by roughly 33%. That's a lot. Yeah, you probably want to mine those out, because they can be a bit far out. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure out, like, what would be the exact formula. Like, what does... Jazz's query was the fastest one, right? So I wanted to know, what is the way this quarry would basically operate? Like, would it travel like once across one direction, twice across one direction, then twice across the other direction, then like it would have one row, right? I don't know. Like, what does it do to grab one row? What is like?
It goes like it goes back and forth in direction X, then it drops off at the endpoint, and it does that until there's no column
it
left.
stops at the drop
Doesn't
point,
it go
and
back
then
and
normally
forth
that's
in the Y direction?
yeah. Doesn't that then go in the other direction
Are
to
you
one
talking
central
about?
chamber?
Are you talking about the top-down quarry? No.
Yeah, the
No,
top
no,
down.
but the old
the normal one.
one, because I
Or the
know
other
what
one.
Myren's one worked. Like, Myren's one was basically
The
basically goes back and forth in one direction to grab a layer, then goes back and forth in the other direction to go to the wither chamber, and then
oh yeah.
so that basically then for each layer you have to do the x and z distance twice, basically, and so for every row,
Right, twice. You go
because you have to go back and forth.
Yes, but it's not like that's like once each direction, not twice per direction.
Yeah, no, you have to do, like, if your island is 200 wide, then you have to go 200 one way and then 200 in the other way. And then in there,
No,
like, another station
no,
grabs it.
you go once south, you go once north. You don't go twice north and twice south.
Enemy,
You go
It's
twice along
confusing.
the same plane, but you don't go twice the same direction. That would make no
no,
sense
like,
at all.
twice in the same, twice along the same axis, that's what in the same dimension. Whatever you want to call it. Twice, you can express the direction twice
Okay,
using the
okay.
same vector, multiplying it by a scale or in the real spectrum. Now happy.
Yeah, but why would you want to know that?
Well, yeah, because then basically you can say that, okay, it takes 2 times the x distance plus 2 times the z distance to do one row, and you know there's x rows in a layer or something, or z, you can see.
Columns, not rows.
Yeah, columns, yeah. So you basically say you have 2x plus 2z.
Yeah, you could
So
calculate
that's
how long it would
times
take.
x,
Yes.
and then you also need to see. So x and z are equal. That's already fine. So you can build whatever you want.
I think it would take like 3-4 days something.
It would take a lot of time. Let's just say go with
It
the
would
mainland
take
for
a
as an
while.
example.
Yeah.
Like that would be 2x.
It would still take longer than potentially what you would dig in a marathon or something. with multiple people. But yeah, if you're alone, I think it would be faster than you digging it by hand. Depends on the setup time though.
Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe, maybe not. But like in the end, it's at least at a point where it's comparable to normal digging. Because in the open world, you have to dig out anyway, so you can make space for the quarry. And at that point, you probably would have been faster just digging the target space in the first place. But yeah, Wout, what did you do this week?
This week I did some calculations for the Redstone Quarry podcast, like right now, basically.
What
Is
else?
it everything you did this week?
I'm basically my calculations tell me that it would take at least 271 days, enemy, but I may be mistaken somewhere.
I think that's a bit on the high side.
Like I'm telling you, it's like big, like 250, 205 in width, right? Plus 223 in length or whatever. You need to you do that distance twice. So then we have 856 blocks you have to travel. Every block takes 0.6 seconds to travel. Of course, it's also reversing time. We just exclude reversing time. We act as if it's just that distance. 0.6 seconds per block. Normal engines. Then we can do 513.6 seconds for one column. And then basically we need to do that for times width times length again, because then we have like, well, width and length we need to for every column once. Then you have a very big number, and then we divide that by 3,600, because we already did the time for. Then we get it in hours, and then we get 6,500 hours. We divide that by 24, and we get 271 days.
But you get 600 hours and you divide it by 24
No,
and you get
6,500 hours.
Oh, okay. I still think it's a bit on the high side. Maybe like
I think that was a very good reason why Myren's video was made using the TXT mod and still used like a small quarry and still had to run for hours. I think his quarry wasn't even 100 by 100. I'm not sure though.
Wasn't it 50 by 50 or something?
I don't know. Either way, like
Or
it's
60.
slow, and I think that's the
Eight.
main problem there with quarries, and it's not the actual the digging time, because you can do any digging time with a small server in like a week or something. And then you may as well have done the perimeter yourself, so you can do any like.
yeah.
So yeah, I would say that's the main problem limitation with quarries. 3-cycle technology would greatly speed things up, of course. I actually have been thinking of that lately this week, more particularly like yesterday, because yeah, Justice Field did inspire me. But like I was thinking about a lot of snapshots since then. Like as I said earlier, try herbs, try verbs, auto reversing and such. And one of the things I thought about is, hey, actually, what was the speed again of what they call supercharged missiles? And indeed, those are 2-cycle engines. But as I realized a couple of months ago, a bit late considering I've been working with Samsung for this time, but our regular Caterpillar engines are 4 cycles. And I did some messing around for you guys for the Guardians Farm Switch with with supercharged technology. I found it very annoying because basically every component needs to be supercharged. However, that's not the case with 3-cycle technology, actually. You can just, we can basically, I'm about to look into this, but from my theory now seems to be that most boosters and such, like, there's two main things in Simestone, like two main kind of components, which I think both act exactly the same way with 3-cycle technology as they do with 4-cycle technology. So I find that quite interesting. And I'm wondering if that wouldn't be an addition. Like the only thing which would be harder is the fact that you have a bigger engine, so the whole reversing would be a lot more complicated. So you would need more complicated verbs or herbs or whatever. Yeah, that's about it. So I don't know. That would be interesting to look into.
So Wout wants to build the supercharged.
No, not supercharged. It's in between. Supercharged is 2-cycle.
The medium charged.
Well, I would just call it 3-cycle. Also, this tri-verbs and tri-herbs doesn't refer to that, by the way. It just refers to a herbs, which is also tri-directional itself.
I think like a big improvement would be the turning back once you like at the point where you grab blocks and not like
why
moving
you need
all the way.
tri-herbs, because you would need the herbs to do the reversing, but the herbs also needs to be mobile in the third direction. Tri-herbs.
I think that would make a big difference in the time in the end.
Verb.
Yeah.
Derp.
But there's actually a point behind the names, just saying. Horizontal.
Yes, I know.
I
didn't. No.
Maybe,
know.
Maybe that's an actual derp, like a directional
horizontal
reverser.
Horizontal engine reverser and bidirectional shifter. Normally I say HPE, like a horizontal bidirectional engine, but the thing is, because the bidirectional is already in the shifter, I kind of Like I'm like, well, it's probably also gonna be better. Like it's a reverser. Sorry, it's a reverser. So if it's
Hey,
reversing
Wout.
an engine, of course,
It's
it's
a
better. Actually.
limestone
Yes.
machine thingy.
Yes.
Just call it machine 1 and machine 2.
Basically, it would
That's-
be a tautology to
Well,
call a
Wout,
machine
maybe
which
you
is a reverser, not
maybe you can
bidirectional.
make a derps, a directional engine reverser, and bidirectional shifter.
Derps. Wait, what?
I-
Derps with like a B.
Yeah,
Directional engine, but like every engine is directional somehow, and also an engine.
Yeah, no. Like the derps only reverses like if you build it in the south or something. If the north is if it breaks or something.
Directional engine reverser and bidirectional shifter.
It's just very bad slimestone, but it's called derps.
Well, that would be
Okay.
a category because it's like not horizontal or vertical necessarily, but okay.
Yeah, it
but
doesn't
the
matter.
name is cool. It's
Derps with a
fancy.
B.
It's just-
Yes.
oh.
You could also not like make it not bidirectional. Make it like what was something with P.
Okay, I don't know, but maybe I should also discuss other stuff I did this week.
Yeah,
Mainly today, and well, I also worked in bits in the past
You had a
weeks,
lot
but
this week.
actually, I worked very little this week, but today I was like, crap, I should actually make a video today because I'm already a week late. And I didn't get to make one today, but I made some lot of progress on an algorithm for the spawn space counter, or spawning space counter, or spawn spot counter, or spawning spot counter. And I actually been trying to contact you guys today to answer that very question because I've been conflicted and Twitter doesn't help either. But you guys
because
weren't on
no one
TeamSpeak.
reads that because you tweet way too much.
Yes. However, like I've been very conflicted about what to call them. What do you guys think?
I think you haven't really tried to contact me at all.
Yes, I
but,
tried to get on Teams. Like I didn't check you. Didn't
like
do
I
anything on
didn't
Skype. You
get
don't
like
reply there.
yeah, I didn't get any Skype. But
I just use TeamSpeak all the times.
I think spawning space counter would be
It's
good
currently a
enough.
spawn space counter.
Like whatever, like people will say it wrong anyway.
But the thing is, in like it reports the free spots, the spawn spots night and the spawn spots day. So that's why I was wondering about it.
You're
From that
making it way too
instance.
complicated.
Yeah, you really are.
No, it's terminology. It's like very important, of course. That's why they call
Yes.
semantics debate basically trivial.
Have you like looked at Jazz? He like uploads the videos like, hey, I made this thing. It goes downwards and it picks up blocks. It goes back up. Yeah, it's like works this way. Okay, bye. Never says a name for any of his stuff.
Yeah,
He
and
also
then I
never
going to this.
says in
You
the
don't have to
beginning-
name every
We actually
single thing.
in our comment chain we already did some naming discussion.
I know, but like it's
He also
good-
doesn't
it's-
say that. I don't know why you subscribe. Everything is boring, and then after 5 minutes, oh yeah, wait, I have this machine. It's this fancy name.
right.
It's taking 5 minutes to get to the machine. And this is like a lot of introduction to do. Like with the
like,
pushing
you know,
complications video.
people do not listen to that. It's
Well,
Well,
where else was I supposed to put the corrections about the proof of concept? Like I couldn't make a video about it on its own.
maybe like
water.
since the Quarry tech stuff is coming up again, and I'm sure people will do whatever I say.
Yes, of course.
Might want to issue the
Someone
tunnel
build
board
a
challenge
Tri-Herbs.
again. No.
Yes.
That could be interesting.
Build a Tri-Herbs and you got on TRQ. What isn't that interesting?
Oh yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
Well,
Also,
you should make one.
A while
my
ago,
God.
without we had this idea of making a tunnel bore where you had like 2 tunnels and it would dig everything in between,
Yes.
right? And maybe if someone wants to make like this kind of
Basically a quarry but with less garage space.
Question: the tunnel
Yeah,
board,
it's
does
like-
it also make fancy walls? Because
no, but you could make
fancy
wall-
wall tunnel bore machine thingy.
you could make a wall placement machine.
Well, I do have to say,
thingy.
I did find the machine guys
Potentially.
built already kind of interesting. Like his
Yeah.
collection system. I thought it was pretty cool idea because one working which was basically collecting blocks from the bottom right or left or whatever you look at it. Oh,
Yeah.
well. So yeah, I guess that's that. And the algorithm. Like I've worked very hard on this spawning space counter because I basically already had a filter which was kind of brute forcing it. It was part of it wasn't a public filter. I just put it in like a randomness filter as an option. But like I kind of wanted something better because it was really slow and if you like to execute it on the entire perimeter and such. And also, like, I wasn't too sure about the results. I wanted to check some of that, and I also wanted the proper output screen. So I wrote a filter for it for Nazem because he asked about it. And well, at least I'm working on it. It's still a bit buggy, but the algorithm is basically finished. I just need to debug it now. And with this algorithm, it I kind of optimized it for natural generation, being that most of the selection, basically, most of selection from the bottom to the highest point in the height map of the chunk is filled with blocks where mobs can spawn on, like stone, for example. So it can just skip for a bit because it knows that it needs like a block it can spawn inside of, like air. However, blocks like air, which it can spawn inside of, are kind of clustered. So once it finds one, it assumes that it will find more close to it. And those are kind of the optimization rules I used. Also, another rule I want to implement, and I think it's implemented, is that every block will only be checked once. Yay, so that's pretty cool. And also data values are all only checked when necessary. Like I used some logical operators in the right order and such. So I'm really trying to think about optimization with this one. And we're also going to do some tests on big perimeter samples, or more specifically one, to some checks if something stuff is faster. But yeah, that's probably it. And apart from that, I don't think I did much this week except for like skybars and stuff. So you guys probably want me to wrap it up now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So, Wout,
Yes.
I think you can do the outro.
Okay, this week on the Wout Show, I should probably mention that if you're interested in the spawning space counter, this may or may not be in the description depending on when I make a video about it. If it's before the release date, I will put it in there. I'll see you have to wait for next week. Or not, I don't know, we'll see. But also on the Wout Show, if you have problems Googling the 10th quote, you should probably Google the 9th quote. Because that one's still way easier, and I don't think you're going to find it either in Google.
Or
DuckDuckGo.
Duck it, or Bing it, or Yahoo it.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. That's the thing. For it is on the internet, you can find it, but it's not in the raw text form, or it's just not in like the way Google will find it. So yeah, I think maybe that's it for this week.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Okay.
Till next week.
Bye.